Welcome back. Here in Colorado, we love our evergreens. It's really that winter pop of color, but here we are now into April, and you got to decide what to do with it when it starts to go brown. Do you give it a little extra TLC, try to nurture it, or is it time to chop it down?
Listen, I know you live in an apartment, Megan. You don't know the pain of this, but I'm a homeowner, and when my trees start going brown, I get nervous. We've got Kevin here. He's from the Davey Tree Company. Good to have you, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about, we've got a couple evergreens behind us here wrong shoulder, over here. These look great, actually, but I've had those ones in my backyard. Sometimes half of them start turning brown, and my first thought is, oh my gosh, I killed my trees. That's not always the case?
Not the case at all. You know, a lot of times we just need to get consistent water to them to get them to come around. Pulling the Christmas lights out of them is always a good idea for overall health. But, you know, a lot of times winter watering is just totally necessary for keeping evergreens healthy because they continue to lose moisture throughout the winter. And this is a high desert Colorado, so water is a necessary thing that has to happen.
Well, you know what? Lights are still on this tree. It was Megan's job to take them off.
That's not true. You had one job.
And you didn't do it. So how do you know when they're salvageable, and how do you know when they are actually dead?
You know, it's an easy thing to start with some water and then see, you know, and then let spring come out. You know, April and May, depending on the weather, is when things are going to start to pop. Those new candles of growth will come out, and that'll tell you whether your tree's still cooking along or not. You know, it's something that if you can't figure it out yourself, you can get some help from somebody as well.
Yeah, there are experts.
There are.
Like you guys.
There's a couple of them around.
Well, of course, the dead trees can sometimes pose a fire danger. Is there a point when you should give up and say, you know what, let me just cut my losses here and take the tree down?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and everybody's got their own risk assessment for their properties. You know, so you call an expert in to see if it's dead. There's some evergreens that drop their needles, there's some that don't. We get called all the time to remove trees that are just not dead, and we have to stop people from doing the wrong thing.
Okay, this time of the year, no matter what kind of tree we're talking about, are there things that we should be doing as spring starts, you know, happening here to prep our trees all across our property?
Yeah, water again is going to be the main thing we're going to tell you to do. You know, we had a pretty good bunch of moisture in March, which is not always typical, but December we were bone dry and we needed to get some moisture out to the trees. So, you know, that's going to be your first thing. Fertilization, checking for insects, all of those things that you can do, but water is going to be the place to start.
Well, Kevin, quickly before we go, can you come size up our trees? Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, you guys are at about a 9 right now.
9?
You know, yeah, we've had good moisture. You know, the growth is a nice thing about evergreens. You can see the growth from year to year. So you have consistent growth from year to year, so it tells you they're getting the proper amount of water. It tells you that they're doing okay. Things that are not doing well are going to have a yellowish to brownish hue this time of year. These spruce trees are looking pretty good.
Which is pretty impressive, because I don't know
Who's going to take credit for that? You or me?
Who takes care of these? Jim, our building guy. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Great, thanks a lot.
Davey Tree, some great advice, expert tips. We appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Don't let those trees die. Get that water out there and water those. Let's get inside to Greg. He's watching your weather. Man alive, it is just the most beautiful morning in the world right now.
And I thought for sure those trees would be in bad shape because we still have the Christmas lights on them, so that shows you how much we pay attention to those trees outside.